Peacetown, what a beautiful place. Peacetown, come show your face. Peacetown, it's full of grace. It's a beautiful place, such a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to be. Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome to Peacetown, a place where we encourage and embrace love, peace, and joy in you, in our community, and in our world. We seek to bring out the best in one another by creating the good, the holy, and the beautiful through music, art, dance, poetry, and in our day-to-day lives. I'm your host, Jim Corbett, and I hope as you view the creativity in Peacetown, you will be encouraged to embrace your own creativity and bring love, peace, and joy to your world. Please enjoy the show. In Peacetown, what a beautiful place. Peacetown, come show your face. Peacetown is full of grace. It's a beautiful place, such a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place to be. But first, a drum blessing from Onye.
Welcome to Peacetown. Today, I invite you in the presence of God. You can imagine what God is to you, Mother God, Father God, in your own belief. And it doesn't matter, wherever you are, is God. Wherever you are, the ultimate presence is there. Wherever you are, you feel the spirit of the Holy Spirit. You feel the spirit of the Holy Mother, and you feel the spirit of your ancestors. Wherever you are, the universe is with you. Whatever you need in life, ask. It shall be given to you. It has already been given to you if you want it. The question is, what are you going to do with it? With these gifts that you receive from God, from the universe? Do you keep to yourself, or do you share with others? Do you break bread alone, or you break bread with others? Do you eat from the same bowl, or do you drink from the same cup? We are celebrating universal love that brings all of humanity together in a celebration of ultimate spirit, supreme spirit, supernatural spirit. The spirit is above all things, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the infinite power force behind everything we do. Before we think, before we realize anything, before anything is manifested, this power of presence of universe is within us and is with us always 24/7. what do we do with these gifts? How can you celebrate it and share it with one another? So we are in one celebration of praise, of giving thanksgiving all the days of our lives. We asking too much from God, always, because we are selfish. We are imperfect. So, give thanks and glorify God and give grace and appreciate your living, your breath. Appreciate your breath of life. It is the best gifts ever given to us here on earth. What else do you want? If you're not breathing, you leave your body. If you can breathe, you are not alive. If you breathe, you come to life. And the life is light. And this light shines upon you all the days of your life. This gift I gift to you. My brothers and sisters, may the Peacetown spirit bestow upon your lives forever and forever and forever and forevermore. Peace be with you.
Three, four, hit it! Inmate Sergeant Jack has a habit, a drug called monkey on his back. Serving a living life sentence, feel the man black out gone high on crack. Jack's not the same man he used to be, mean and insane as you can see. His heart is filled with pain, loss and hate, no homecoming parties for this inmate. Inmate Sergeant Jack wants his old army boots, his 3 deployments will never make the local news. 6x8 jail cage night and day, Inmate Sergeant Jack's mind is gone away. Get funky! Are lost and abused, soldiers incarcerated where there are no rules. War addiction's worse than ever thought. Jack loved the smell from the gun that he shot. In prison with the battlefield killing in your mind, brace the mental breakdown, military suicide, bathing in depression, madness, blood and death. Buried in the graveyard war hero vets. Inmate Sergeant Jack wants his old army boots, his 3 deployments will never make the local news. 6x8 jail cage night and day, the Inmate Sergeant Jack's mind has gone away. Yeah. Play that funky music, white boy. Play me the song, your cheating heart, on that old barn guitar. Holly's Tavern is where Charlie Fingers died, drinking whiskey from an old mason jar. Sing me some songs from Merle Haggard, Brother Ray, and Elvis too. And Please don't forget that Johnny Cash song, Folsom Prison Blues. Inmate Sergeant Jack wants his old army boots. His 3 deployments will never make the local news. 6x8 sail cage night and day. The inmate Sergeant Jack's mind has gone away. They think I'm crazy. They're coming to take me away.
I personally think that it's very, very important for us to farm the land with respect and to understand the responsibility, really the sacred responsibility we have to the earth, and also the sacred responsibility we have to producing a cannabis plant that is completely pure and has the ability to elevate consciousness and has the ability to heal. What we try to do in the biodynamic practices here at Spark is we try to farm the plants in a way where they can absorb or eat as much sunlight as possible and then be able to hold that in the plant. The healing and the elevation of consciousness, the higher level thinking, is in the release of light.
You know, we're a Sonoma County company, we're a San Francisco company. We want to farm in an agricultural area.
You know, in Sonoma Valley here, particularly in the Glen Ellen area, there is not a lot of property available, especially exceptional agricultural property. And one of the few places that was still open or exists that hasn't been overdeveloped was the Gordanker Ranch.
It's so beautiful. We never tired of going in the Jeep all over it to see it. And my husband would never allow a single oak tree to be cut unless it fell over by itself. It was never cut, so it's just like nature made it. Our life was a very quiet, happy life. Although we worked very hard, it was just very special.
It's really an incredible piece of property. It's about 500 acres. And it has very little development on it, so the potential here is over the top.
Before we hand a product to a member, whether it's a concentrate, an edible, or a flower, we look to make sure that it's free of pathogens and molds and that there's no pesticides in the product. After the safety considerations, we start to look at how the product was grown. Was it grown sustainably? Was it grown with organic or biodynamic practices?
Biodynamics not only elevates food and medicine to a higher order, but it also produces ultra-pure products because we're not allowed to use any inputs whatsoever. As a matter of fact, several years ago, we purchased grapes off this property. In fact, we farmed them biodynamically, and the grapes that grew here went into our best wine program. So that was a great sign, and so just understanding what the potential is and the weather and the climate and what we call in the wine business the concept of terroir, this place has a pretty good chance of producing some incredibly unique, authentic, Sonoma-oriented cannabis that is very distinguished. And I think the taste of the site eventually will be able to come through in the taste of the cannabis or the effects that the cannabis has.
bucket on a slab of ash. Sold one to Luther, threw in a pit, set him out with Johnny Cash. Now couldn't Leo Fender and the gang have known at the factory in Fullerton that the honk and twang of the Telecaster tone would outlast them everyone. You crack a clutch line case and all up in your face, your thunder and lightning rod. Well, it was born at the junction of form and function. It's the hammer of the honky-tonk god. It's the hammer of the honky-tonk gods. Well, that's red with two D's to you. Well, there's Win and Keith off the top of my head, Chrissy, Cropper, and the boss. Why, Johnny be good, I had the one. He would have been the St. Louis Telecaster hoss. You crack a plush light case all up in your face, should thunder and lightning ride. Well, it was born at the junction of form and function. The honky-tonk gods. It's the hammer of the honky-tonk gods. You crack a plush light case and all up in your face, it's your thunder and lightning ride. Born at the junction of form and function. It's the hammer of the honky-tonk gods. Oh, it's the hammer of the honky-tonk gods.
Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm riding on a one-wheel wagon, flying down the incline of life, trying to hold on until I reach the bottom. Man, it's one hell of a ride. Wheels coming off, starting to unravel. Looks like it's gonna end fast. I feel every bump and I hear every rattle. Better buckle up. I can. I feel like I'm riding on a one-wheel wagon, flying down the incline of life, trying to hold on until I reach the bottom. Man, it's one hell of a ride. Trains rolling down a one-way track. How much more can I take? The pace is pushing frantic. Grab another straw and put it on my back. I feel like I'm riding on a one-wheel wagon, flying down the incline of life, trying to hold on until I reach the bottom. Man, it's one hell of a ride.
So here we are with Bill Kirshen, Titan of the Telecaster.
Oh,
I know. You know, do you still play that Telecaster that's made of 200-year-old pine? Is that still a main guitar?
yeah, that's my main guitar. I play
No
that.
kidding.
Yeah, and I had, for years and years, I had another one, and I've had that one now for over 10 years. But the wood, as you mentioned, it came up the river from, down the river from the Adirondacks to build New York City. And when this guy in the village, he gets some, when they rehab lofts in the village, or they call it the Bowery Pine series.
Yeah.
He makes out of recycled wood. So
well, that old pine really has some kind of magic in it. It really does. It's so, hey, so I have a couple of memories of you that I just got to share. But first of all, I got to talk about Peacetown. And first of all, thank you for being here. We're so disappointed because we were really looking forward to seeing you. And the reason why, too much fun, and actually you're almost like 3 or 4 much fun. I mean, it's more than too much fun at this point. But the reason why we enjoyed you so much is that not only was the show spectacular the last time you played, but at the end, the conclusion, you did something that reminds us of the fact that you've always been on some leading edge of our musical scene. You launched into a version of Bob Dylan's "The Times That They Are Changing" that was not the tune played the way people normally play it, fast, and it was an anthem. And every 1,500 people got chills and went absolutely silent. And it was church. It was amazing.
And that's That's an example of, I remember I read this in a Pete Seeger book when I was first learning the banjo in the 60s. A good tune stands up to rough treatment. But, you know, but I worked up that anthem version of it, anthemic version, in the run up to Obama's election.
Yeah.
And that I was like, yeah. And I'm a huge Dylan fan. I saw him go electric at Newport in 1965. I saw him, he played my high school solo the year before, and I saw him in Newport. So I saw him 3 times in 64 and 65. So I knew those first 10 albums backwards and forwards. So it's just a great song. And
well, what a great foundation. But the thing that was so, I don't know, that was so touching was the immediacy, the relevance, the actual presence of the sound of prophecy. I mean, so Bill, that was really remarkable. Okay, so now from there, from the sacred to and the divine to the first time I ever saw you play was at the end of the beginning, Commander Cody. This is back in like maybe either 1969 or 1970. I'm not sure which, but back then.
Way back,
And you guys were late. The show, your set was, I mean, you were the headliners and you were supposed to be coming on stage and people were waiting and you were like from the airport or something and you showed up, everyone rushed on stage. They had called ahead, somebody ran out and got some Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's the only thing they could find. They ran these, because you guys were starving, they ran these buckets of chicken up and everyone's eating chicken as fast as they can. I remember Commander Cody George, he was like you were eating chicken. You tuned up and started playing your first song with bits of Kentucky Fried Chicken on your strings.
My secrets.
So what I want, it was the craziest thing, man. We were just stunned.
I still got that telly right over there in the garage.
Oh man. And we're thinking to ourselves, oh my God, this is how it's really done. But from there to your Grammy-nominated instrumental, Poultry in Motion.
Poultry, there you go.
There seems like a direct line.
Yeah. With all the people that I had known and played with through the years, a lot of Bay Area, we came out and got Dan Hicks and Maria Muldauer and Norton Buffalo on it. The late, great Norton. And Elvis Costello, Nick Lowe, and Paul Carrick are on it. And that's the second one. And the third one, we revisited all those great old Cody songs, many of which you saw me do at the end of the beginning in 1969.
Absolutely. Well, one of the songs, and I wonder, I mean, I remember you playing it and it knocks people out. It continues to blow people away. Hot Rod Lincoln. Yeah. I mean, it just seems like it is such a classic. And so we had about 16 or 1,700 people at your show last time you were at Peacetown. This is how many people are going like, 500 of them were guitar players. And they were all standing around going, is he going to play Hot Rod Lincoln? Because it's like a tour. It's like a tour through everything that makes us love guitar. It totally is. And I don't know how you pull it off. Do you look forward to it, or do you go, oh no, not one more time?
No. Maybe I almost think I should feel guilty for not being sick of it, but I'm not sick of it at all. First off, I'm the guy that found the song on a Johnny Bond record back in the 60s and brought it to the band. And it's a great song, and it's got legs on it. I mean, it's been done a zillion times by different people. But then what happened to me is when the Cody band was gone, I started singing it. I'd always been the guitar player. That was my guitar riff. But I started singing it, and just for fun, we started adding all those little guitar hooks, Yes. It started out like a caddy. The caddy pulled over, let me buy a honk car horn. The next thing we know, Johnny Cash pulled over. Down. We were off to the races, and we never practiced it. We just added people on stage, and it was live. And so you'd have to the drummer would go, yeah, okay, I can do that. So it's fun, man. And I still do it, and I still love doing it. And I am no way sick of it, and I'm always delighted to do it. I don't think it'll end up on the video festival thing, but it's long. A lot of people, there's other people want to play in, but I will always do it. I will accept that I think we were ground floor.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. Well, it's still one of the best albums. Just in terms of but of course you've done a dozen CDs. I recommend the proper years. I think that collection gives people a real chance to get up close and personal.
If you can't find something you like on 38 songs, I'll give you back. Damn it.
You'll give them the money back. No, I think they will be able to find something. Hey, so Bill, we really miss having you here at Peacetown.
So much.
We're at least keeping the flame alive by having this video series that we're doing of our concerts, and I know that they're thrilled to see you right now. And so we want you to know that the North Bay area still has a whole lot of love for you and your Telecaster and your music and Too Much Fun. So I don't know. We're going to see you next year. Hopefully this will roll this all around, and count on coming out to the North Bay and joining us.
I left the Berkeley, Oakland area and moved directly to Glen Ellen, man. And it was one of the lovely periods of my life at 19, I don't know what, 72, 3, something like that.
Who's counting? Yeah.
And I remember when we first came to that show, we didn't fly in. We drove up from Oakland where we lived. And we thought by the time we got to Catadia, we thought, this must be real near the Oregon border by now.
It was really near the Oregon border in a way.
A lot of ways, yes.
Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure seeing you. Thank you so much. And now we're going to check out another Bill Kirchen, Too Much Fun. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you very much. Good work.
Peacetown. I sure wish we were all together again in the park this summer, but it's not going to be. One thing is going to be, though, I'm going to be at the polls in November, and I'm going to vote. I'm so going to vote. And if you're wondering who I'm going to vote for, I'm going to vote for peace. Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to use is worth saving, now you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. And the times they are changing. Come writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, and just keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. Now don't speak too soon, with the wheels still in spin, and there's no telling who that they're naming. And the loser now is later to win, and the times they are a-changing. Senators and congressmen, please heed the call. And don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall. For he who gets hurt will be he who has stalled. And now the battle outside raging will soon shake your window and rattle your walls. And the times they are a-changing. Come mothers and fathers throughout this land, and I don't criticize what you can't understand. For your sons and your daughters, they're beyond your command. You know the old road is rapidly aging. You better get out of the new one if you can lend a hand. And the times they are a-changing. Now the line it is drawn, and the curse it is cast, and the slow one now will later be fast, as the present now will later be passed. You know the order is rapidly fading, and the 45th one now will later be last, and the times they are a-changing.
Civilization is so noisy. Cars, trucks, leaf blowers, tree grinders, police sirens, news stations, everyone yelling for attention, everything on 11. And out of this noise, we make music. And out of the babble, we make poetry. And out of the fire hose of imagery, we make art. Yes, just below the surface. Just below the surface is an opportunity to turn from the struggle and the noise to touch in on the peace that is within us. From this place, we dive into the deep waters of our interconnectedness with all of life. And here we find our inner collaboration with dolphins, with otters, with jaguars and elephants, giraffes and honeybees, with horses and cows and raccoons and snowy white egrets, red-tailed hawks and redwood trees, even with other people, with holy basil, with sage, with wildflowers, with flowing waters and starry nights, with sunshine and with children laughing. All sharing peace, a deep, abiding peace. And with Mr. Music's magic flute, together we send this blessing to our world. Peace.
So we have one more little thing here, which is also not exactly what you normally get to hear. It's a boogie woogie in 7. Normally, boogie woogie is known as a music that is 8 to the bar. Something like that, a nice even thing, but we stumbled upon this one night when we were just messing around, and it was kind of fun, so we're gonna do this thing. It's called the Lucky 7 Boogie Woogie. Boogie Woogie, mostly in 7.
Hi, friends and neighbors. Welcome. I'm playing my favorite high spirit flute, which I got at People's Music. I got a whole bunch of these, and we're at People's Music today, and I'm really excited to be interviewing my good buddy, Mr. Alex Bryant, and the owner of People's Music.
Am I okay to take this off?
Yeah, you can take that off.
You've been tested?
I'm far away.
Okay.
So we're practicing social distancing because of the COVID thing. And you've just been open for a couple weeks.
Well, we've been using the website since this whole thing kind of started. So we've been closed for 3+ months now.
Wow.
Over 3 months. But we're selling things online. So we've got a lot of stuff up there. Everything is online. We'll meet you down here. We're doing deliveries.
And is the store open?
No, we were going to open last week. And everything started spiking again, so we just decided.
Good for you.
But I've been down here. I'm usually here now during the week, 10 to 4. You just knock on the door. I'm up in my office.
Right. All right. Instant
Wow,
family.
here
We
they
have
are.
Lori Mead here and Ryan Mead. And Lori, you are the
I am the accountant extraordinaire.
the money girl.
I'm the
and
money girl.
the store god, Ryan.
String master.
String master.
Yeah, if you're in here, you're going to see Ryan most of the time. So, and he proudly wears his tie-dye Peacetown shirt.
Yeah,
You can
that's
see
for
it's quite
worn.
faded by now. So, but anyway, they make up the whole family store. And what's great is that Alex's dad, Bo Bryant, originally had the store, and so it's getting passed on and a family business, and it's fantastic.
Keeping
So-
it going. Keeping
Keep-
the dream
Keeping the
alive.
dream alive. Make-
All right,
All right.
peace.
Peace.
This store has been here since.
1973.
I know you guys do rentals of instruments,
Yeah.
and you also do repairs and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's
Rentals, lessons. We actually answer questions.
Yeah, well-
You know, you can bring stuff in, and we can help you assess what is
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's invaluable for music stores to stay alive. At least the 4 that exist still in this
Yeah, you
in
guys
this
do lots
county.
of stuff.
Yeah,
But
whatever.
the other thing I appreciate is that you, the people who work here are very knowledgeable. You have Hoytus here. and
Hoytus has been
uh,
here, I don't know, 120 years maybe.
Yeah.
Chris has been here 200 years.
Yeah, and Chris Carney does all the repairs, and Chris is a fabulous musician. And then Mark Hogan is a great
Mark,
banjo
yeah.
player. So all the people you hire are always just wonderful musicians. And you're a great musician yourself. You're a great
Well,
guitar
so are
player.
you.
Well, we all are in the same boat together, and unfortunately, the COVID thing has really kind of
Messed
hurt
everything up.
the live performances, and that's why we're kind of bringing Peacetown, trying to have keep the light on at least for musicians to show off their stuff. But anyway, it's exciting. As I say, I'm so glad that you guys are still in business and it's still working out for you. Folks, remember to shop local, and all you got to do is go on peoplesmusic.com, and you can email at
You can email us at people@peoplesmusic.com.
people.
You can chat us on the website. It comes right to my phone. So if you're on our website, there's a little chat thing. That comes to my phone. You have any questions? And Ryan will deliver, or we'll meet you here, and all of that.
This is just a great store. I'm so glad that you're still kicking it, and so onward in Peacetown.
Peacetown.
As we become adults, we begin to focus so heavily on work and family commitments that we never seem to have time for pure fun. Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, we stopped playing. We're more likely to zone out in front of the TV or on the computer than engage in fun like we did as children. But play is not just for kids. Playing is a fun way to use your imagination, creativity, problem-solving abilities, and emotional well-being. Adult play is a time to forget about work and your commitments and to be social in an unstructured environment. While play is crucial for a child's development, it is also beneficial for people of all ages. Play can add joy to your life, relieve stress, supercharge your learning, and connect you to others and the world around you. Play can also make work more productive and more peaceful. You can play on your own or with a pet, but for greater benefits, play should involve at least one other person away from the sensory overload of electronic gadgets. Play helps relieve stress, it improves your brain function, stimulates the mind, and boosts creativity. It improves your relationship with yourself and others, and it keeps you feeling young and energetic. My favorite way to play is to dress up. I love to be in costumes. It is so fun to be able to dress up and be silly. So go play, have fun, give yourself permission to be silly, laugh, and enjoy your life.
How to describe the inexpressible, the unexplainable, that at Peacetown, over years, we have learned together how to step into the ineffable. It sounds mysterious, but I want to point out that it is not some la la la. It is not some made up thing. This is the field of quantum physics. The actual reality of what we're doing is we are entering a morphic field of connectivity that's called quantum entanglement by the nerds of science. But entanglement, what they mean by that is connection. So we enter a field of connection with people and creatures and all of life and their communities when we as individuals allow ourselves to dive deep in community into this place of a celebratory silence, a place where words can't go, where inexpressible, inexplainable, ineffable, where it's beyond me even saying something about it right now, right? Except that it's an invitation. It's an invitation for us to share. What does work, and this is the beauty of having Jim Corbett, Mr. Music, as our guide with his magic flute, what does work is music. Music can take us deep and it can carry us. So allow the magic flute of Mr. Music to take you into a deep, gentle spiral into the place where you find peace in your heart and celebrate the gift of your own life. And in our community, as we do this together, all of life is touched by us, and we're touched by all of life. Blessings.
Let go of fear and rest in that which is. For peace, like love, comes to those who allow it. Let go of fear and rest in the stillness. Watch the breath rise and fall. Watch towers rise and fall. Watch statues rise and fall. Watch walls rise and fall. Watch empires rise and fall. Watch the breath rise and fall. Let go of fear and rest in the arms of the one who has always held you. The one who holds oceans and atoms and empires and stars. Let go of fear and watch what happens next.
Peacetown has always been a place where people of all ages can gather around and have a great time. With school now being distant learning, students are having a hard time not being a part of a community. It's important to reach out to our youth because they will be the ones to eventually carry the torch. There are many benefits to reaching out to the youth in our community. Peacetown is a way for us to have a place where we can express ourselves, promote peace, and gain positive experiences. By empowering young people to identify and respond to community activities, it helps them become empathetic and active. All youth can benefit from positive interactions with adults and peers. Being engaged offers the chance to develop important decision-making and problem-solving skills, develop meaningful relationships, and boost self-esteem. Youth engagement also improves mental health through the development of life skills, and being involved promotes resiliency by building on youth strengths, including energy, enthusiasm, and creativity. Staying connected with the community has many benefits, including increased self-esteem and confidence, enhanced leadership skills, increased sense of responsibility, reduction in social isolation, and it creates more social connections. So get us involved. Together we can change this world, one peaceful young person at a time. Peace.
Hey Jake, tell us how Jake's Pies came about.
Everyone in Fiji knows how to make pies. There is no secret in making pies. See, people will ask me, there is a secret? No, there is no secret. Because there is no secret in making pies. But making good pies, I think it comes from my heart of making pies. Now, for me, making these pies is something more than making pies. It's like I said, it's transcendent
love,
too.
man.
It's
pure
a love,
love. It's
pure
transcendence.
kindness. Because, you know, it kind of, like I said, it's physicalized the kindness that the Fijian people have. And kindness comes with an act. You can be kind in words, but an act solidifies the kindness. Huh?
Yeah.
So forgiving, like, see, that's why we have the pies like that. Because we give the cup of kava, the yangona, like
kava.
that. So we give it with two hands. So that's why if you see that, it's the Fijian people, that's our culture. We give things in two hands. We don't give it like that. We give things in two hands. And we receive things too in two hands. You know, and we clap with two hands when we napa.
John Fox. He says, when someone deeply listens to you, it's like holding out a dented cup you've had since childhood and watching it fill up with cool, clear water. When it balances on the lip of the brim, you are understood. When it overflows and touches your skin, you are loved when someone deeply listens to you. When someone deeply listens to you, the room where you stay starts a new life. And the place where you wrote your first poem begins to glow in the mind's eye. It's as if gold had been discovered when someone deeply listens to you. When someone deeply listens to you, your bare feet are on the earth, and a beloved land that once seemed distant is at home again in your heart.
And remember, dear friends, you are loved, loving, and lovable forever. Peace.